Enron, Lehman Brothers,
Northern Rock,
Olympus.
Tesco is to step down after the
Every day means another story. Every story means another headline. It can be almost guaranteed a scandal or business failure will feature in that newspaper you're reading right there. But first, let's rewind back to the start. The year is 1965, the year when Malcolm X is shot dead and The Sound of Music is released. While in the business world, Northern Counties Permanent Building Society and Rock Building Society merged to create Northern Rock. Fast forward to 1997. Northern Rock decides it's had enough of being a building society, so demutualises and floats on the London Stock Exchange. As years go by, welcome a new millennia. In 2000, Northern Rock are promoted to the FTSE 100, the Premier League of business on the London Stock Exchange. Northern Rock's growth continues, getting larger and larger, and becoming one of the main players in the mortgage markets in the UK. Then, on the 22nd of February 2008, it's nationalised by the UK government. So what happened? Mid-2006 in the USA, house prices began to decline steeply, which meant it was harder for borrowers to refinance their loans. This, along with adjustable rates increasing, led to more mortgage delinquencies. Securities backed with mortgages, including subprime mortgages, fell sharply in value. What did this mean for Northern Rock? In 2007, Northern Rock was Britain's largest securitiser. This meant they could raise finance more cheaply than other banks, and led to it offering better mortgage rates. But to offer these mortgages, they had to borrow heavily from the market. In the USA, the subprime mortgage crisis had reached its peak, and liquidity in the market had frozen up. Northern Rock lost the liquidity it needed, and had to end up requesting aid from the Bank of England. This led to investors and depositors losing confidence and resulted in a bank run, the first in Britain in 150 years. Then, on the 22nd of February 2008, the bank was taken into state control. Why did this happen? Under the leadership of Matt Ridley as chairman and Adam Applegarth as CEO, Northern Rock's business plan focused purely on growth, which involved heavy borrowing. Northern Rock financed long-term lending with short-term borrowing, which left the business very sensitive to external change. Also, it relied on securitisation to fuel its massive growth. In 2007, the money raised from securitisation for the half year hit $10.7 billion. When the US subprime mortgage crisis peaked, banks were unsure to what extent each of the other banks were exposed, therefore reduced lending and the purchase of securitised mortgages, the two sources of finance Northern Rock depended on. This left the bank with no liquidity. What happened next? Both Matt Ridley and Adam Applegarth resigned in October and November 2007 respectively. Northern Rock planned to repay the government's debt within 3 to 4 years by encouraging mortgage customers to take their mortgage to another lender. As of March 2009, Northern Rock had repaid 2/3 of the $27 billion debt. The bank had survived, but would never get back to the same size and rate of growth it previously had. On 17th November 2011, it was announced Virgin Money would purchase Northern Rock for $747 million.